hopefully we've got a few more weeks left, and then I can have a few celebratory beers in the coming weeks, but not just yet.
How are you going? Are you playing this week?
Coming along really well. Can't really feel the calf anymore. Got through a lot of strength stuff and gradually built up the rain this week. I'm not really sure if I'll be playing just yet. Leave that one up to the medicos, but it's all tracking along well.
You'd be pretty conservative with it, considering there's a final series looming?
Not particularly. I think if it's ready, it's ready. If it's not, it's not. That's the way we'll treat it. Obviously, if we are lucky enough to make the finals, the bye will be really handy and see how it goes from there. But at the minute, I'm not really sure, and hopefully it's a nice, strong week, and hopefully I can play Sunday.
Something you've been carrying for a little while?
No, not really. Just sort of pulled up a little bit tight from the Adelaide game, and then didn't really loosen up early part of the week, and then had a scan, and just a little tiny nick in there. So yeah, nothing that's been there for a while, just after that Adelaide game.
How's the group feeling, Nick? Your game to go and it's in your own hands?
Yeah, I think really positive. I think last week it was probably needed a lot to go right, and fortunately it did. Obviously we were good enough to get over the Gold Coast, which was really pleasing, and then obviously the other teams around us helped us out as well. So it's nice that it's in our own hands now, and I think if we can get the win over Fremantle, we're pretty much locked in. So yeah, which is great. It's exciting, young group. We've wanted to play finals all year, and now that's getting closer.
Does that create an added pressure though, knowing you're going into this game, knowing if you do win, you play finals?
No, I don't think so. I think for us, all year we've been hunting consistency, and that's what we'll be trying to do on Sunday against Fremantle. Obviously, four-quarter efforts have been up and down for us this year, and that's what we're really after. So hopefully this week we can play four quarters.
Can you give us an update on Josh Green's situation? Do you know how he's tracking? Have you spoken to him today?
Yeah, I spoke to him just before. I think he got a little bit of bad news. I think there's a slight crack in that foot, so not sure what's going to happen in the coming days, but my guess would be he needs surgery at some point.
Does that change how you structure up forward line, given Raz and him not going to be there? What looks like for the rest of the year?
I suppose we're pretty lucky. Ben Howlett didn't play on the weekend. Trav Collier didn't play on the weekend, so there's probably two obvious sort of replacements for Greenie. Trav played some super footy at the front half of the year, so hopefully we can get him back in the side and playing some good footy again.
What have you made of Freo the last couple of weeks and their form going into this game?
Haven't really seen a whole lot of their games. Obviously the scorecard hasn't been overly flattering for them, but yeah, I guess we'll look at them during the week, see how they structure up, see what they look like, and but I think the focus for us is just the way we want to play.
You feel you guys have got a couple more gears to give?
Yeah, I think so. We probably haven't played as well as we would have liked in the past weeks. We've seen our best footy this year has been really strong, and hopefully we can find that for the last however many games.
The percentage against West Coast and some of those other teams around that mark is relatively tight. Do you go in sort of thinking about that at all, or with any sort of thought to that?
Not really. As I said, I think the focus this week will be on the way we want to play. Again, we'll look at Freo and how they look, but for us it's how we want to play. We want to play four quarters, we want to play consistently, and we'll try and do that in the weekend.
I suppose you want to set yourself up with a decent performance going into the finals as well.
Yeah, definitely. If we're lucky enough to make it, we want to take some good form in.
Michael, there's a lot of talk about the round 23 bye. I imagine as a player with a calf, you'd be all in favour. You know, it depends on the situation. I imagine you'd be a huge fan at the moment of the concept.
Yeah, I think myself and Orazio Fantasia are pretty happy with the bye coming up. But yeah, it's an interesting one. I think the top four sides might not prefer it, but if you're lucky enough to make the bottom four of the 8, then yeah, I guess it's a blessing. But for me personally, I don't really mind. Just be exciting to play finals, I guess.
Just on that, I mean, playing finals is always special, but what the club's been through, and particularly 10 of you have been through that is still there, would it mean something a bit more?
It would mean a lot personally to play finals. Obviously, that's why you play footy. You want to be out there on the big stage come September. But I guess there is that, so I suppose, added part to the story that the guys coming back, that we can play some finals together. Obviously Job's final year as well, and Cal as well, so hopefully we can make it there, and then if we make it, have a real impact.